She but if she's up here, she's lying over there in the jury box, ma'am, and I will call it back up. So if you come up here lying to me and don't tell me the whole truth, but if she's up here because I can see exactly what's going on, ma'am, I'm not play that way. But if you come up here lying, to me, and don't tell me the whole truth,
thank you, Your Honor.
Because I can see exactly
Court calls case people versus.
I'm not stupid,
Julie.
but if you come up here lying to me, you're gonna go. It's really simple.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I mess it up. Court calls case people versus Julie.
Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Julie Vapachon.
I mess it up.
All right, please take your. Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Julie Vapachon. Thank you, Judge. I have spoken to Ms. Barroso and to Ms. Vapachon about this matter. We are close to a resolution. The people have made a reasonable offer. Thank you, Judge. I have spoken to Ms. Barroso and to Ms. Vapachon about this matter. We are close to a reasonable offer. People have made a reasonable offer. If there's a MDOP, it's going to be requiring something to be paid off that may have already been paid off. A reasonable offer. So I need to get a receipt from Ms. Vapachon before MDOP. It's going to be requiring something to be paid off that may have already been paid off. So I need to get a receipt from Ms. Vapachon. So I'm asking for a short, either 1, 2, or 3 week adjournment, whatever fits the court schedule best. To get that receipt prepared to resolve it over to Ms. Barroso. So I'm asking for a short that will help to resolve 1, 2, or 3 week adjournment, whatever fits the court schedule best. To get that receipt and turn it over to Ms. Barroso.
Okay, that's fine.
To see if that will help to resolve the matter.
Okay, that's
reason
fine.
why she hasn't been
Going to community corrections.
I was sick. I was in the hospital.
She missed, she had a court date scheduled for
There a
February
reason why
14th.
she hasn't.
That
been
was also-
going
No, I
to
understand
community
that, but she
I
had
was
missed
sick. I was in the
to
hospital.
She missed, she had a court date scheduled for February
January
14th.
10th. She
That was
tested
also-
No, I understand that, but January
She had missed
19th, she
to-
missed. January 22nd, she missed. January 10th, she
January
tested
24th,
negative. She comes in, test positive. January
for
19th,
THC.
she missed. January 22nd,
And then
she
she
misses. January 24th, she comes in, test
February
positive
7th.
for THC. And then she misses.
And then Mrs. February 9th. February
And
7th.
according to this, was in the hospital on the 13th.
And then
through the
Mrs.
15th.
February 9th.
And according
So
to
I
this,
understand
was
what
in
the
the
question is.
hospital
Missed
on the
several tests. It
13th.
sounds like in
through
late
the
January
15th.
into February. So
She-
I
And the
understand
only
what the
test
question
that
is.
she
Missed
then took
several
for that
tests. It
period
sounds like in
was
late
positive.
January into February. I know she was in the hospital,
and
which
the
is
only
why the
test that
February
she
14th
then
court date was
took for
adjourned.
that period
Right, I have
was
that
positive,
Right.
but she hasn't been testing.
I know she was in the hospital, which is why the February 14th. She did
court date was
indicate that she went to go test today.
Right, I have that
They
one.
did not
But
drop her. They told her
she
to wait
hasn't
till
been
after court.
testing.
Yeah, because she hasn't
Okay.
been tested.
She did indicate that she went to go test today.
And
They did not drop her. They told her to wait till after court.
Yeah, because she hasn't been testing.
Fair.
I
and
just found I had pneumonia. And I was sick, like I just haven't been. Whatever. I just found I had pneumonia. And I was sick. like,
Did you
just
read this
haven't
violation report?
I did not, Judge.
Because I don't know what's going on with this individual, but did you read this
the
violation
very
report?
first
did not, Judge.
conversation, there's a call made to the phone.
Because I don't know what's
And it
going
looks
on
like
with
some
this
games are
individual,
being
but
played.
the very
With
first
community
conversation,
corrections.
there's a call made to the phone.
And it looks like some games are being played with community corrections.
She
And
tests positive for marijuana, but then indicates she doesn't have a MMC. She doesn't have a medical marijuana card. She tests positive for marijuana, but then indicates she doesn't have a MMC. She doesn't have a medical marijuana
and that she
card.
was at a party and had two marijuana-based
cookies.
so on.
And
And
then
she was at a
they
party and
keep
had two
telephoning
marijuana-based
her.
cookies.
Said she was unable to take the test on
Um,
119, having to pick up her
So on.
kids.
And
Then
she
she
reminded that
telephoning
they were
her.
open from 8
Said
a.m.
she
to
was unable to
4:30
take the
p.m.
test on
instructed to
119,
report to
doing-
community
having to
corrections.
pick up her kids.
On January
And she reminded that they were
24th.
open from 8 a.m. to 4:30
She
p.m.
did,
Instructed
and
to report to
that's when she
community
tested
corrections.
positive.
On January
Um,
24th.
She hasn't
did, and
given any
when
on
she
the
tested
February
positive,
15th, although the court has them. She didn't give
Um,
any medical documentation to
She hasn't given any on the February 15th, although the court has them. She didn't give any medical documentation to the two community
You
corrections.
didn't give it to the court. You must give it to Ms. Gaines. Oh. Yes, my understanding is she was working with Ms. Gaines. I guess that must be how the court ultimately received it.
Pardon?
You said that the court had not received the hospital. Yes, my understanding is she was working with
I
Ms.
have the
Gaines. I
hospital.
guess that must be how the
fine
court
with me.
ultimately received.
It's the stuff before
You
this
said that the
that
court had
is
not received the
very
hospitalization.
I have
concerning
it. I have the
because
hospital.
she does
That's
her
fine
first
with
test,
me.
she's negative.
It's the stuff before this.
Then she just doesn't
that
seem to
is
do testing.
very
As though she's not taking what the
concerning
court says
because
very serious.
she does her first test, she's negative, and
Then she just doesn't
then
seem
she's
to do
talking
testing.
about then
As though
there's
she's not
this
taking
whole
what the
issue
court
with the
says very
phone
serious.
back at the beginning of January about
And
the
then she's talking
appointment.
about
Then there's this whole issue with the phone back at the beginning of January
Obviously, I
about
did
the
not.
and then she's talking about
appointment.
having to pick up her kids, and that's fine, except they
Obviously, I
reminded
did
her
not.
that and then she's talking about having to pick up her kids that they're open from 8 to
And
4.
that's
Did I
fine,
go to testing except
after that for,
they
like she
they
told me I could go the
reminded
next
her
day,
that she's
and I believe I went
that
that
they're
day.
open from 8 to
What
4.
day?
Did I go to testing the day after that? I was supposed to pick my kids up. Like she told me I could go the next day.
On the 24th.
believe I
Right,
went
that's
that
the only
day.
test you've done. What day?
The day after that, I was supposed to pick my kids up.
Do you have it in front of you? On the
You want to
24th.
know, man?
Right, that's the
I don't
only
have it in
test
my-
you've done.
I don't, but
Do you have it in front of you?
I have not.
You want
I
to see
don't.
my
May I,
copy?
Judge? I don't have it.
I don't, but that, like, no, I have not. I, that, like,
That's on 110. When she reported to community corrections required the intake. That's on 110. Yes, with the marijuana laced cookies. It appears. Corrections required the intake.
Yeah. So she had the marijuana cookies
Yes, with the
on
marijuana
which
laced
day?
cookies. It appears, Your Honor. On 110.
Yeah.
That
So
was
she had the
after she was
marijuana
arrested.
cookies
I guess so, Judge.
But she just told me it was before she
on
was
which
arrested.
day?
So which one is it?
before.
She said on 110.
That was after she was
I don't
arrested.
remember.
She doesn't.
But she just told me it was before she was
What?
arrested. So which one is it?
Before.
Obviously, Judge, I don't know when she was arrested. She believes it was right.
So tell
She
me
doesn't-
about
she
the
doesn't recall,
phone.
Judge.
What?
She doesn't know the date.
But see, I have a
Obviously,
feeling
Judge,
you're
I don't
playing
know when she
games
was
with me.
I
arrested.
don't know anything
She-
about
she
no
believes it
phone.
was
I
right.
So
don't
tell me about the
remember.
phone.
I don't know nothing about no phone.
You see, I have
The
a
judge
feeling
says
you're
that the
playing
report.
games with me.
I don't know
We're
anything
not
about no
returning,
phone.
you're not making phone calls, you're not the right phone number
I don't
for
know
you
nothing
to
about
reach
no
you
phone.
to do the test. The judge says that the report.
No.
We're not
That
returning.
beginning part of the
not making
report
phone calls, they're not
where
the
they
right
tried to
phone number
call
for you
and
to
they
reach
said
you
they were trying
to
to
do the
return it
test.
to the owner
Well,
and they said it was actually
no,
her on the phone. That beginning part of the report
You understand what judge
Oh,
said?
where they
yeah,
tried
when
to
I lost my
call
phone.
and they
That's
said
what
they
he's
were
asking
trying
you
to
about.
return it to the owner
Yeah.
and they said it was actually her on the phone.
I had lost my phone
You
and
understand what
I
judge
was
said?
getting it back when from I the lost person. my phone.
That's what he's asking.
and
That's what he's
they
asking
said
you
that
about.
person said somebody
Yeah.
called me or something like that, and I had
So
lost my
judge is
phone
asking you
and
about
I was
the
getting
phone.
it back from the
When did you
person.
lose your
That's
phone?
what he's asking you
And
about.
they
How
said
did you
that
get your phone
person
back? Said somebody
He
called
wants an
me
explanation for
or something
when-
like
I don't
that,
know.
and I don't
So
remember
judge
the
is
exact
asking you
date,
about
but
the phone.
whatever
When
it
did
is,
you
I
lose your
accept full
phone?
responsibility.
How did you get your phone
whatever.
back?
Oh, I don't know
He
you
wants
want
an
to do
explanation
that
for
because
when-
I don't
that'll
know.
make my job.
I don't
a
remember
lot
the
easier.
exact dates, but
Well, how'd you get it
whatever it
back?
is,
That's
I
what he wants
accept
to
full
know.
responsibility.
I called
my phone.
Oh, I don't know you
I
want
met
to
up
do
with the
that
girl
because
to get my
that'll
phone.
make my job.
Okay,
a lot
where?
easier.
When I lost at the
Well,
gas
how'd you get
station.
it back? That's what he wants to know.
How'd you get it? I called my phone.
I left it there.
and I met up
At the
with the
gas
girl.
station. What
to get my
gas? He
phone.
wants them details. Where?
The Citgo gas
the
station
gas
right here
station.
outside of Hog,
Okay.
or
How'd
right
you
here
get
outside
it?
of Hogback.
I left
whatever
it there.
It's called right here.
At the gas station. What gas station? He wants
So
them
my
details.
understanding from
What she's telling
The
me,
Citgo
Judge,
gas
is that she
station right
left
here
her
outside of
phone
Hog,
at the
or
gas
right here
station, the
outside of
Citgo.
Hogback.
This was
whatever it's
before
called right
the
here.
delayed
Okay.
marijuana cookies.
So my understanding from what she's telling me,
okay.
Judge, is that she left her phone
This
at the
is
gas station, the
after.
Citgo.
This was before the
Cookies.
delayed marijuana cookies.
I ate the cookies before
That's
I was
mine.
arrested.
Oh,
A
okay.
couple days before that, I got arrested on the 31st.
Ma'am?
Cookies. I ate the cookies before I was arrested. A couple days before that, I got arrested on the 31st.
Laced cookies. Take a test. It shows up negative. Cookies. Then 14 days later, take a test. You probably would have known before that. It shows up negative. But 14 days later, then you take a test, and that's when it shows up in your system. 14 days later, we probably would have known before then.
Judge
Well,
is saying that
14
it should
days
show up
later, then
immediately.
you take a
That's what
test,
he's
and
suggesting.
that's
Okay.
when it shows up in
So
your
he wants to know
system.
how is that possible?
I don't know.
Judge is saying that was there another slip? That's what he wants to know.
Okay. No,
So he wants to know how is that possible?
I don't know.
Or you
Was there
around
another
someone who could have been.
Okay.
What he wants to know.
Here's
No.
the thing. Mr. Feaster, I realize you may be at a slight disadvantage because you don't have the report.
Or you around someone.
I'm
who
gonna
could
give
have
you
been-
my copy of the
Okay,
report. Here's the thing. Mr. Feaster, I realize you may be at a slight disadvantage because you don't have the report.
Over there in the jury box.
I'm gonna give you my copy of the
And
report.
I will call it back up when she has her
She can
story.
sit right in that last
But if
seat over
she's
there
up
in the
here and
jury
she's
box.
lying to me, and ma'am, I will call it back up when
I
she
don't
has her
play
story
that
straight.
way.
Thank you, Judge.
But if she's up here,
So
and
if you
she's
come up here
lying to me and don't tell me the whole
ma'am,
truth, because I can see
I don't
exactly what's
play
going on
that
here.
way.
Right.
I'm not stupid.
So if you come up here lying
But
to
if you
me
come
and
up
don't
here
tell me
lying
the
to
whole
me,
truth,
you're gonna go.
because I can see
It's really
exactly
simple.
what's going on here.
I'm not stupid.
Have a seat right there. He said.
Have a seat right.
But if you come up
that
here
last
lying to
seat
me,
up there, you're gonna go.
May I borrow that again, Judge?
It's really simple.
Have a seat right there. He said.
Have a seat right, that last seat up there.
May I borrow that again, Judge?
2 o'clock block already? No, I'm gonna take a break. Vincent, why'd you go like? What do you have? Already? No, I'm gonna take a break. Okay, then just sit there. Vincent, why'd you go like? Released you. What do you have?
Have two to subsequent games. for
Okay,
Reggie.
then just sit there.
The
You
queen
got
hasn't
someplace to go?
released you.
Yeah. Have two to subsequent games for Reggie.
I'm gonna grant the motion. You got someplace to go? So
Yes.
if you wanna go, go. I'm gonna grant the motion.
Court's gonna stand in brief recess
So,
about just 5 or 10.
If you wanna go,
All
go.
rise. And can I leave?
Court recalls the case of. Court's gonna
the-
stand in brief recess about
Feaster
just
here.
5 or 10 minutes.
All rise.
People versus Julie.
Court recalls the
Bounce
case of the.
I think, Mr. Feaster here.
Morgan Barroso, on behalf of the people.
People versus
Really good Judge
Julie.
Torshell Feaster,
Van
Assistant
Pachan.
Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Julie Von Pachan. And to my right at the.
Morgan Barroso, on behalf of the people.
Really
Julie
good
Von
Judge
Pachan.
Torshell Feaster, Assistant
Thank you,
Public
Jeff,
Defender
for the
on behalf of
opportunity
Ms.
to
Julie
pass
Von
this matter so I
Pachan.
could get a copy
And
of
to
the
my
report
right
and
at
review it. Please
I
take.
did talk to Ms.
Julie
Barroso
Von
about
Pachan.
this report.
Our office
Thank you,
did
Jeff,
not
for the
receive a copy of
opportunity
it, so I
to
didn't
pass
have
this
it.
matter so I
We
could
didn't
get
have
a
it, so
copy of the
I
report and
apologize for
review
that,
it.
Judge.
No, it's okay.
I did talk to
And
Ms.
going through the
Barroso about
report
this
with Ms.
report.
Pachan, our office did not receive a copy
I
of
do
it, so
have
I
some
did not have
corrections,
it. We didn't have it,
clarifications
so I apologize
to
for that, Judge.
the information
No,
I
it's
was providing previously,
And
Judge.
going through the report with Ms.
She did
No, so now
Pachan,
she's gonna tell the truth.
I do have some corrections, clarifications to
Go ahead.
the information I was providing previously,
Uh,
Judge.
Judge,
Oh, so now
did
she's gonna
lose her
tell the
phone
truth.
At the
Yes,
Sunoco gas station at
Judge.
about at
Go ahead.
3891 Platte.
about 1-7.
She doesn't.
Is the
Did lose
Sunoco?
her phone
The
at the
Sunoco.
Sunoco gas
Not the
station
Citgo.
at about at
Sunoco, right?
3891 Platte.
Whatever one's right outside of here.
1-7, Judge.
The
Sunoco, I believe.
Sunoco?
She believes it was.
The
Judge.
Sunoco.
Not the
She says
Citgo.
that phone
Sunoco,
was
right?
recovered prior to her
Whatever
first
one's right
meeting with
outside of here.
correction.
Sunoco.
When she got her phone back on
1-9.
She says that
2024.
phone was recovered prior to her first meeting with. She went to Sunoco. She paid $100. When she got her phone back
to a
on
black
female
1-9
who had her
2024.
iPhone 10. That phone did subsequently.
She went to
break.
Sunoco. She
She
paid
took it and had it
$100
repaired
to a
and
black
replaced
female
at the iPhone.
who
Had
had
her
prior.
iPhone 10.
She said
that
when she did
phone did
report on
subsequently
the 10th
break.
report, Judge,
She took it and had it
She indicated
repaired
to me
and or
correction
replaced
that she
at
did
the
have
iPhone
a
store brought
marijuana
cookie, 2 marijuana cookies.
She said when she did report
And so
on
she
the
indicated
10th
that she
per
didn't know she
report,
was going to be
Judge,
positive.
she indicated to me
And that's when
correction
she said,
that
what
she
do I
did
do when
have
my
a
test comes
marijuana
back
cookie.
positive? 2 marijuana cookies. And so she indicated
However,
that she didn't know she was going to
apparently
be
did not
positive.
metabolize in her system.
And that's when
at
she
the-
said, what
before
do I
that
do when my
test,
test comes back? But she
positive.
thought that first test would have been positive, Judge. However, that apparently did
Oh,
not
okay,
metabolize
so
in her
she,
system
the
at
cookies
the
now
point of that
appeared on the
test.
10th.
But she thought
Yes,
that
Judge,
first
it
test
happened
would have been
before
positive
the
the day
Judge.
before her reporting, Judge.
Oh, okay, so she.
So I guess
the
that would have been the
cookies
9th,
now appeared
reported
on
on
the
the
10th.
Yes, Judge, it happened
Go ahead.
before the day before. She indicated
reporting,
just
Judge.
that time. She
So I guess
has
that
in
would have been the
fact
9th. Reported on the
been
10th.
using marijuana,
Go ahead.
and that is why she has
She
failed
indicated
to
just that
make her
time.
testing dates. She has in fact
indicates
been
that,
using marijuana, and that
knew
is
she
why
was gonna be
she has
positive on the
failed
10th
to
from the
make
cookie.
her testing dates.
And she knew that subsequently she'd be positive.
Indicates
from
that,
actual
uh,
smoking of marijuana.
she knew she was going to be
So
positive.
she
on the
missed
10th
those tests
from
until
the
she
cookie.
actually and she knew that subsequently she'd be positive and tested and did have that positive result. So she missed those tests because she actually went in on her last time smoking and tested and did 2 days ago. Positive result. Tuesday, the 27th. She indicated that her last time she indicates that she does not 2 days ago addiction. Tuesday, that she can stop smoking, but that she had not stopped. She indicates that she does not have take responsibility addiction, and that she apologizes. Stop. She sees how serious this is, but that she had not stopped.
Hold on a moment.
And
I need to go back to the 9.
She apologizes. She sees how serious this is.
You had the cookie. Hold on a moment.
It would have been.
I need to go back to the 9.
The party would have been. She believes it was the Friday, January the.
You had the
9th,
cookie when?
What she indicated. It would have been the day at her friend's party. The party would have been. She believes it was the Friday, January the 9th. I believe that date was. She indicated at her friend's party. Obviously.
When did she get out of jail?
She got out on or about 12:30. Obviously,
when did
she
she get out
this
of jail?
order for her testing on December 3rd. Or about 12:30.
On December 3rd?
Yes, Judge. Because
December 30th.
received this order for her testing on December 3rd, 2023.
Right. On
So
December 3rd?
Released that, so Judge. Yes, Judge.
December 30th. And she doesn't report until the 9th.
12/30,
Or the 10th.
2023.
Right.
Judge.
Why
So
is
that's
she
when
late
would have been released
reporting?
at, so Judge. Well, she didn't call initially, Judge.
And Why? she doesn't report until the
She-
9th.
She didn't.
Or the
She really
10th.
didn't want to, Judge. Correct, Judge.
Why is she late
Then she lost her
reporting?
phone. Well, she didn't call initially. January 7th.
Why?
Just trying to be honest with you, Judge. That's what didn't want to, Judge. Okay. Then she lost her phone on the 7th. She lost her phone. January 7th. She recovered it on the 9th. Just trying to be honest with you, Judge. That's what happened. Cookie. And then she reported on the 10th. On the 7th, she lost her phone. Since that time, like I indicated, she has been smoking marijuana due to the stress of the situation. And then she reported on the 10th. She's not denying that. Since that time, like I indicated, she has been smoking marijuana. Make subsequent reports. Stress of the situation. That January,
So she
she's
just
not denying
decided
that. And that's
that
why she has
just was
failed
gonna do it
to
her way.
make subsequent reports. She did, Judge. Aside from that, she did. That
So
January,
she just decided
she's not denying that,
that
Judge.
she just was gonna do it her way. Not now.
She did, Judge. She did. But she's not denying. I've impressed upon her.
So why did she Not
go
now.
over the
data test?
My understanding, she spoke to Ms. Gaines, and Ms. Gaines told her she had some obviously I've impressed upon her.
So why did she go
And
over
that she
the
knew she had
data
to go
test?
report. So she went today, so she, and Ms. Gaines told her she had some prior to actually failures to report, and I told her she had to go report. How serious this is. So she went today,
So she just started taking marijuana
tried to actually comply.
without a card
And I told her
in
now
violation of the
how serious
order.
this is. I don't know if that was impressed upon.
So she just started taking marijuana on the 8th, 9th of January. Without a card
That's what the
in
cookie.
violation of the
Right.
order
Subsequent to that, she started smoking.
on the 8th, 9th of January. So before that, what?
That's what the cookie that she indicated she didn't use often. Subsequent to that, she started not often. But now she's been using pretty much
So
3 days a
before
week.
that, what?
Before that, she indicated she didn't use often. Not
And
never.
she knows she's not
often.
supposed to.
She does. But now she's been using pretty much 3 days a week. Every sad time.
And she knows she's not supposed to.
Something that she's not denying now. She was scared. And obviously she has 2 small children. Something that she's job, not denying now. She didn't want to lose her job, didn't want to have difficulty with her children. She has 2 small children. Understands now. Full-time job, she just can't do it. She doesn't have a didn't want to lose her job, didn't want to have difficulty with her children. And she knows that, understands now. Not playing about marijuana, not playing about marijuana card orders. She has no excuse. Given that she knows that, Your Honor,
I'll tell you, it's
not
the
playing
court
about
gave her
marijuana,
an
not
order.
playing about following court orders. And she indicates,
And
given
she
the
decides
court,
that she just wants to not
I'll
follow
tell
the
you,
court's order. The court gave her an order. When she gets here, gets called on that when she was up here initially. And then it's she decides that she just wants to not follow the court's order. Just when she gets here, gets called on that when she was up here initially.
I
And then it's
apologize for that.
just through you. Don't lie to the court, ma'am. You just don't. Just lying to me. I'll deal with the truth. We can
I
work that
apologize for
out. But if you're gonna sit here and lie to me. You don't lie to the court, man. That's
You
gonna
just
be a
don't.
problem and you're gonna pay a consequence for that. I'll deal with the
that's
truth.
what I told her in the box.
We
Judge.
can work
When
that
I sat
out.
down with
But
her,
if
I
you're gonna
told her
sit here
that
and
she
lie
has
to
to be
me,
straight with you.
then that's
That's
gonna
the
be a
truth.
problem and you're gonna pay a
You really work
consequence
with
for
people.
that.
That's what I told her in the
That
box.
she
Judge.
apologized.
When I sat down with her, I told her that she has to be straight with you. Now she wanted me to tell you what was going on. How she got to this. Okay, that she apologized. She said she's had difficulty dealing with the stress of the situation. She's looking forward to me to tell you what was going on. The prosecutor didn't make her a very reasonable offer. She said she's had difficulty dealing with the stress of that payment for the destruction of the looking forward to broken window. Try to get these pled out. Didn't make her a very reasonable offer. She needs some help trying to get proof of that payment. She's not afraid to go to treatment if the court broken window. She needs treatment. Try to get these pled out. She can quit, but obviously she needs 30 days from Tuesday. She's not afraid to go to treatment. All out of her system. Thinks she needs treatment completely, but she believes she can quit. Time she would have used, and in 30 days from Tuesday's date, this should be all out of her system completely, because Tuesday was the last time she would have used, Your Honor. But she did. The 27th.
She just kept doing it.
Yes, Judge.
That's the problem.
But she did.
And the problem is that she just kept doing it.
Yes,
She would just continue doing it and continue violating this. That's the problem. And the problem is, had she left here today, and quite frankly, her promise, she would just continue doing it and continue violating this court's order.
Yes, Judge.
It just doesn't. And quite frankly, her promise doesn't. Had she taken the test, say, this is why I'm doing it.
At this point, the entire direction of the case has changed. This is no longer just about missed drug tests or marijuana use. It's about credibility. At this point, the entire direction of the case has changed, especially during pretrial release or bond supervision or marijuana. Judges expect strict compliance with court-ordered conditions. In virtually every American courtroom, is typically treated during pretrial release or bond supervision because the court cannot verify compliance. Judges expect strict compliance. But what really caught the judge's attention here was the repeated inconsistency in Julie's explanations. Because the court, once a judge believes a defendant is being less than truthful, what really caught the judge's attention statement was the repeated inconsistency in Julie's explanations. Defense counsel did the right thing by pausing. Once a judge believes a defendant reviewing the violation truthful and encouraging future statements is viewed with greater skepticism. Rebuilding credibility in court defense counsel did the right thing by pausing the hearing. What do you think? Reviewing the judge focus more on the admitted marijuana use honesty, or was the dishonesty the credibility in court is extremely difficult once it's lost? What do you think? Should the judge focus more on the admitted marijuana use, or was the dishonesty the much bigger problem?
Takes a test. Failed the test. Then decides she doesn't have to want to take. She just decides that she just continues using test. Takes a test, then decides she doesn't have to want to take ways. First by review, just continues and also by not going to testing.
Yes, Judge.
And then, so violating all on top of that two ways. First by reviews, and then also by not going to testing. Anything else you want to say? And then,
to her credit, she did
all
eventually.
On top of that comes here in life.
She did eventually come forth and tell Your Honor the truth. She's
anything else you want to say?
With me. To her what's going on, eventually how we got in this situation. She did eventually come forth and tell you she acknowledges that she might have. She's came clean with me because about what's going on, stress, how we got in this situation. Unable to not use marijuana. She acknowledges that she might have. Acknowledges that and willing because ready to seek managing her stress. She's been unable to not use marijuana, and so she acknowledges that and is willing and ready to seek treatment, Your Honor.
Your screen is locked on your phone. How is somebody else using your phone? Your screen is locked on your phone. How is somebody else using your phone? Can they call out? No, and they did.
Screen. They can answer calls still.
So I don't call out phone thing either. Even now, as you say. No, and they did. So I don't believe the phone thing either, even now, as you're saying. Adjourned to March 7th, this week, 2024 at 9 a.m. Adjourned. And lady, you're going to have to figure out 7th how you want to do this. You're here on a DV charge at 9 a.m. DV type charge. You got resisting an obstruction. Lady, you're gonna have to figure out following the court how you want to do this. Has her 9mm handgun been surrendered? DV type charge. You got resisting an obstruction. You're not following the court's rules. Has her 9mm handgun been surrendered? That
the window has been paid for. That was broken in the incident.
You got to follow the rules.
She indicates that the
most important thing
window has been paid for, Mr. Judge. That
defendant's bond is revoked. pending a hearing on March 7th. Most important thing is you don't lie to me.
Understood, Judge.
Defendant's bond is
Thank you,
revoked
Judge.
pending a hearing on March 7th. Defendant's remanded.
Thank you,
Court
Judge.
calls case, people versus. Well, not yet. See you there? Julie back, court calls case, people versus. Well, not yet.
Assistant
See you there?
Prosecuting Attorney
Julie
Morgan
back,
Alex Warren Green on behalf of Miss Vaughn Chan. Please state your name.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan
Alex Warren Green on behalf of Miss Vaughn Chan. A preliminary examination.
Julie Bampachan.
If I may address bond. Your Honor, this time we're asking the court to set the matter for a preliminary examination. Miss Vaughn Chan was last before the court addressed a week ago. That time she was remanded for bond violations. I believe she had missed tests and a positive test. Miss Vaughn Chan was last before the court a week ago. That time she was remanded for
Miss
bond violations. I apologize to missed tests today for being dishonest at that time. She's assured me that she will continue testing. Ms. Vaughn does wish to apologize to the court today for being dishonest at that time. If her phone wasn't working, she's assured me that anything else like that, continue testing. That's really not an excuse to miss testing. She knows what she needs to do. She's fully employed at the University of Michigan. If her phone wasn't hospital, or anything else like that, that's really not an excuse to miss testing. Her 2 children, she's fully employed at the University of Michigan. We're just asking the court to consider and reducing her bond right now. She's held without bond. 2 children are living with her sister, so we're just asking the court to consider reducing her bond right now. She's held without bond or personal bond.
Her sister, then I'm really concerned because I do have note that she called the victim 41 times, and my understanding was the only reason to consider that I'm really concerned was because I do have note that she called the victim 41 times. Children are not with the victim. My understanding was the only reason to consider the victim.
Okay, hold on.
Was to have contact with the children. So if the children are not with the victim, then I am concerned.
Daniel Gray.
Okay,
I
hold
have
on.
listed as the victim. So
Correct.
the Daniel
There's
Gray,
contact
I
allowing
have listed as the
for-
victim.
Correct. Conversations about the children. That was my understanding. There is contact allowing, so if the children are with her sister. Conversations about the children. I see no reason for her to have contact. That was my understanding of the bond conditions. So if the children are with her sister.
The
I
conditions
see no
that
reason
I
for her to have
have,
contact with the victim.
is that the only communication that would have been allowed. The conditions that I have with the victim regarding the children would have been by text. The only communication that would have been allowed with the
There have
victim
been
regarding
41
the
phone
children
calls.
would have been by text.
Your Honor, that's the first
There
I've
have
heard
been
of
41
her many phone calls from the jail. My understanding is that the children are living with Miss Vaughn Chan's sister. Your Honor, that's the first I've heard of. Do spend time with their dad, who's the complaining witness in this case. My understanding is that the children are living prior to her incarceration. Sister, it sounds like she did have spend time with their for purposes. Who's the complaining witness in this case as well. With prior to her incarceration, it sounds like she did have contact with her dad for purposes of raising the children.
Who?
With the children's
That's
dad,
41
complaining
calls
witness.
this week. Right.
41 calls since she's been taken into custody. That's
Oh, dear God. That's 41 calls this week.
It's just
41 calls since she's been taken into custody. That's
Oh, dear God.
conversations. We never argued or anything. It was just straight up kids.
Counsel,
Your Honor, that's the first I've heard of it. I don't think
do
Miss
you
Vaughn.
want to talk to her about it? Because, I mean, counsel. here's
Your
the
Honor,
problem.
that's the first I've heard of it. I don't think
Problem
Miss
is, you
Vaughn.
want to talk to her about it because that she could only communicate with that individual by text. Here's the problem. I realize being in custody that her bond conditions are that she could only communicate with that individual by text. Only communication that I realize being in custody that may not be able to have. It has to be regarding. But then the only communication that can occur. 41 calls is to this person. It has to be regarding the children. I have 41 calls. 41 calls, and then to this person, find out that the person that would be caring for the children. 41 calls to this person, not this person. Find out that that's a problem. The person that would be caring for the children is not this person.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Is
And
not the victim.
I know Ms.
problem.
Confrachan's primary.
I hate to
concern
on the
is
face,
for the
Sheriff's
children.
Department. Why don't, because
I understand that.
theoretically,
And I know Ms.
she
Confrachan's
may have been, I
primary
hate to
concern
do this
is
to the
for
Sheriff's
children.
Department. Why don't,
But
because
this throws a whole new
theoretically
light
on everything, because she hasn't been doing any, she
may have been released.
she's just making her own rules, which is
But
really part of the
this
problem
throws a
with
whole
how
new
she got
light on
herself
everything,
in, because she hasn't been doing any,
outside of lying to me.
She's just making her own rules, which is really part
And
of the
now-
problem with how she got
and
herself
not following
in.
her bond conditions, and then
Outside of lying.
now I got another one potential,
And now,
so let
and
me
not
do this.
following her bond conditions,
And
and
then
now
now
I
I
so
got
kind. Take her
another
back. You might want to talk
potential.
to her because otherwise, so let me do this. The sheriff's office would be so kind. Take her back. You might want to talk to her because otherwise. And he's not coming out. Nah. Who? And he's not coming
Okay,
out.
but CEO's not coming out.
Nah. Court does call the case of People versus Marshall
Who?
Seal.
Okay, but CEO's not coming out.
Court does call the case of People versus Marshall
Brown,
Seal.
Deputy Chief Public Defender, opinion on behalf of Mr. Seal. And I believe that Brown,
Mr.
Deputy Chief
Seal
Public Defender,
refuses to
opinion
come
on
out,
behalf
so
of
I
Mr.
can't do
Seal.
anything.
And I believe, I understand he has a very busy social schedule in the jail.
Mr. Seal refuses to come
He
out,
wanted to
so I
squeeze you
can't
in.
do anything.
If we adjourn this, I'm sure he has a social schedule in the jail.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll adjourn
He wanted
it.
to squeeze you in. If we adjourn this, I'm sure he can clear
Correct.
schedule.
Okay, he
that's
needs
what
to
I'll
be
do.
here before I
I'll
can do
adjourn it.
anything. So probable cause, March 28th, 2024. He
9
needs to
a.m.
be here before I can do anything.
Thank you.
So probable
Fine,
cause,
continue.
March 28th,
I'll speak to the social secretary,
2024.
right?
9 a.m.
Thank you.
On continued.
I'll speak to the social secretary, right?
You do that. Case People versus Dr. Trump.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of people.
And Alex Warren Green
Case
on behalf
People
of Ms.
versus Dr.
Confrachan.
Trump.
State your name again.
Assistant
Julie
Prosecuting
Bompachan.
Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of
Your Honor, I had an
people.
opportunity to speak with Ms.
Warren Green on
Confrachan.
behalf of
I
Ms. Confrachan.
addressed the phone calls with
State your name
her.
again.
Julie Bompachan.
And Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Confrachan. I doesn't address the phone calls with her complaining witness in this matter. I don't know the subject matter of those calls, but what Ms. Confrachan tells me is that subject matter when those calls are reviewed is going to come back largely. I don't know the subject matter of regarding the children, but what Ms. Confrachan they were having is that subject matter when those calls are with her sister to come back largely regarding the children. Working, the discussions they were having that is filling the void left by staying with her being in custody before the complaining witness in custody. Children would that is filling the void left while the complaining witness being in custody wasn't working for. So that arrangement was in custody. Children, it's just that stay with her while the complaining witness sister is taken care of. He wasn't working with him. So that arrangement is the same. So it's just that, again, I don't know the subject matter. Ms. sister is taking care of the children. Ms.
Okay, so
the complaining witness is at work. So again, I don't know the subject matter of
and
those
you don't
calls.
know from the
What
people,
Ms.
you don't know
Confrachan
the
said.
subject matter of the call.
Your Honor, when I saw 41 calls, I was under the
And you
impression that
don't
they would be
know
related to the
From the
children. 'cause
people, you don't know
That
the subject
doesn't
matter.
eliminate my concern. When I saw 41 calls, I was
I know.
under the impression that they would be related to the children, so that doesn't eliminate my concern.
I know.
Room for understanding that there's other
I'm also
concerned
concerned
that
as
her
well.
representation.
And Your Honor, what Ms.
largely
Confrachan tells me is that
related to the
none
children,
of their
which
communications regard the
room
case.
for
None of them
understanding that there's other
are
things
communications
being
regarding
discussed
what the
as well.
complaint. Your Honor, what Ms.
should do or
Confrachan
can
tells
do
me is that
may do.
none of their
It's nothing to do with
communications
that.
regarding the
Okay,
case.
I get
None
that.
of them
Okay, but all
are
that
communications
does is
regarding what the
stop
complaining
additional
witness
charges.
should do or can do or may do. It's nothing to do with
Right.
it.
Okay, I get that. But all that does is.
Or
stop
that goes
additional
to whether or
charges.
not there would be additional charges coming from the prosecutor's office.
Right. They don't go to.
Or that
what is
goes to whether or not there would be additional charges.
Another
coming from the prosecutor's
violation.
office.
They
Of the
don't
court's
go
order.
to what is
I mean, just the call itself.
another violation
I mean, of the court's order.
Understand it.
I mean, just the call itself.
Few calls regarding the kids because
I mean,
she can't text.
I could
because of
even-
the position that she. I can
Understand
get that.
if there were
41 few calls regarding the kids because she can't text because of the position that
It's a
she.
large number
I
of calls.
can get that.
understand.
41. And here's my
large
other
number of calls
problem,
you're on.
and this
I
is the
understand.
problem that people have when they come before me and they lie. You lie to me, then it's hard for me to believe anything that you're saying. And this is the problem that people have when they come before me and they lie. You lie to me, then it's hard for me to believe anything that you're saying. Are there calls to her sister? At least, so if you're saying you're calling regarding the
Have the sister's phone
children,
number.
got it. Are there calls to her sister? At least,
I have not checked. We don't have the sister's phone number because
Got
it's
it.
not in the police report.
counsel, how soon can you get the phone calls to
I'll send the email request right now.
counsel?
I will send the email
How
request
soon
right
can
now.
you get
Usually they get released
The
within a
phone
day.
calls to
I'll send the email request right now.
pardon?
I will send the email request right now. Usually they get released within a day.
Well, during the probable cause out 1 week. Or is that what we were doing on this? Yeah. Well, during the probable cause out 1 week. I'll adjourn our probable cause out 1 week to the 14th. Yeah. 9 a.m. I'll adjourn our probable cause out 1 week to the 14th. At this point, I'm not gonna set it for exam. At this point, what I'm gonna do is 9 a.m. Get the calls over. At this point, I'm not gonna set it for exam. At this point, what I'm gonna do is then let's do it this way. You wanted it set for exam, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna give you a probable cause date on the 14th to try to address. You wanted it set for exam, if we could get
That is correct, Your Honor.
her out of custody. I'm gonna give you a probable cause date on the 14th to try to address her bond. I'll set her preliminary examination. I'll set that for the 26th without some other thing happening. 2024, 9 a.m. That will be before me. 26th. Next week, though, we'll address her bond. 2024, 9 a.m. That will be before the calls. Next week, though, and right now, she has no way to communicate about her kids after you've had a chance to listen because she was doing it by text before.
That's right, Your Honor.
And right now, she has no way to communicate about her kids at all because she was doing it by text before. At least pending the hearing next week, her phone privilege and defendant's phone privileges in their entirety are revoked. At least pending the hearing next week, her phone privileges, defendant's phone privileges in their entirety are revoked. Thank you.
This hearing is a perfect example of how courtroom outcomes often depend on much more than the original criminal charge. Julie's situation escalated. This hearing is because the court believed she repeatedly violated bond conditions. Often depend on much more than the original criminal charge. Admitted continued marijuana use without authorization because the court believed she repeatedly violated bond conditions when questioned. Skipped mandatory testing. Even after later admitting what happened, admitted continued marijuana use without honesty from the very beginning. And most importantly, is what allows a court to consider truthful when questioned. The additional even after later admitting what happened, phone calls to the judge emphasized that honesty only reinforced the court's belief is what allows a court to consider leniency. Were not being taken seriously. The additional concerns resulting in her bond remaining the alleged victim, and even her only reinforced the court's belief pending supervision conditions were not being taken seriously. Resulting in her bond remaining revoked, bond violations, and even her phone privileges being suspended pending further review. If you found this courtroom breakdown is still moving forward, don't forget to like the video, shows how quickly share your opinion in the comments, can change a defendant's and subscribe to the channel for more real. If you found this courtroom breakdown, legal analysis, don't forget to like the video. You won't want to miss. Share your opinion.